Hey, what is up, people? Skywalker Hendrix here, back with another video for you guys today. And today we are going to be looking at the ATRT from Hot Toys. This is the 501st ATRT. Now, this figure took a long time to get here. I think I pre-ordered this thing almost 2 years ago, maybe even a little longer than 2 years ago. Super excited to finally have him / them. I did get two of these guys in hand. Super excited to get this guy open. So with no further ado, the box is massive. You guys can see that. But you have a nice little picture of the ATRT on top. But let's get into the package. Alright, and taking a look at the vehicle in the tray first. Looking very nice and compact, all folded up. Really cool. And then we do have some kind of accessory pieces for the actual ATRT with some different, these are kind of like to hold the legs in place if you either have them standing or when it's folded up like this, to have those ones in, and just add some extra sturdiness, I guess. And these are actually like compressor, I can't think of the word, hydraulic system, so that is very nice. And then you do have the little foot panels for the Trooper on top there, along with the big cannon on the front. Very nice to see that, along with a nice metal wire for some antennas that obviously plug in right there. Look very nice, and all the accessories are pretty self-explanatory. There's not like a huge, building process for this thing, which is very nice. But yeah, we'll get this thing out of the package soon enough. Let's take a look at the Trooper. Alright, and the ARF Trooper does come in a little separate tray that kind of sits over the top of those accessories for the ATRT, and it is a nice separate tray, so you can pull it out if you want to. But this guy does come with a few accessories himself. Obviously, we have the stand there, a pretty standard clone blaster. We've seen these, a bunch of times at this point, but still executed very nice. Some little helmet accessories right there, which is very cool to see because, as someone who did kind of, I got two of these. I would like my troopers to maybe have distinct looks, and adding the antenna to one is just very cool in my opinion. And another accessory that we see a few times in Hot Toys by now, but very cool to throw them in, are the binocs here. Just cool world building accessories for, like I said, if I want two of these guys, I can have one holding the binocs, looking out. And then he also does come with kind of a commander pistol here, which is also very nice to, obviously these guys are riding their weapons, so they don't necessarily need to be carrying a, DC-15 all the time. Now, this guy also does come with a nice array of hands, a nice pointing hand. Obviously, if he's doing, recon on his ATRT, he might point the troops to lead them somewhere else. We do have some nice gestures here, as well as some trigger finger hands, of course. Always need the trigger finger hands, but nothing crazy with this guy, but I don't think you would need a ton, as most people are going to get one of these and display him riding the ATRT, so it makes sense that he's not going to come loaded with accessories. And first-hand impressions of the actual figure. Now, the base of this figure we have seen a few times now with some different clone troopers, and it is just your typical 501st deco. Very nice. We've seen it though, the real star of the show is this new ARF Trooper helmet. Now, this thing is very cool, and I did a little bit of research looking at all the promo pics and all the, pre-order pictures when you go and pre-order this thing. Pretty much every piece of promotion for this figure, and something that they never showed about this figure is you can remove the flaps there, and there is a Phase 1 ARF Trooper helmet underneath. That is just, that really, when I saw this, it really just set this thing over the top for me. As personally, I almost, when I was going to get this, as much as I, it's not like I hate the ARF Trooper mold or design with the flaps, but I was honestly just going to throw a spare 501st helmet on this or something like that. As if you're a clone collector, they come with multiple helmets, so you got some spare helmets laying around. And I didn't love this look with the flaps. I don't know what it is, but the Phase 1 design, I love the look of that helmet design, and the fact that they went the extra mile to make these removable is just genius of them. And really, sometimes Hot Toys, not a lot of companies do this, where they really throw something in to benefit the fan only. They're not making any extra money off it. It actually maybe adds to the budget to make these removable and not a part of the actual sculpt. So I just love to commend companies when they do this type of thing that solely is for the benefit of the collector, and that is just amazing. And honestly incentivizes you. Maybe you want 2 of these guys so you can have 1 of each displayed on the shelf, or what have you. So that is just very cool, in my opinion, that it is interchangeable and you can have the 2 different looks. And that's something I love about Hot Toys, is when they make a Phase 1 or Phase 2 figure, they usually throw in the Phase 2 or Phase 1, or vice versa. You know what I mean? So that is just always something that I love about Hot Toys, that if you get a certain figure, you can pick between some different looks for that specific figure. Alright, now before I unfold this and get it kind of all stood up and everything, I did just want to take a moment to really appreciate this detail and paintwork and weathering. The weathering on this is, it's superb. And the way, I don't know what they did, but the way they painted this, it looks straight out of like a Clone Wars episode. It almost looks like it's like that chalky paint in the Clone Wars. I can't even describe it almost. And it's not like that it looks super animated per se, but it just has that I don't know what it is. It looks exactly like something, how they painted things or painted the CG models for the Clone Wars TV series. But yeah, this thing is just a beast. It's absolutely massive. My hand next to it barely fits in my, review booth. This is kind of a difficult review to film, but, this thing's epic. I can't not do a review for this. And yeah, just the detail is really just what I want to kind of focus on in this segment here. And just, oh man, it looks so good. That weathering is just absolutely incredible. All right, now getting this thing all set up, stood up straight, all put together. You got the cannon on the front there, the foot pedals, whatever you want to call them, foot holders for the Trooper, the antenna on the back, the hydraulic system right here. Everything just gets put on very nicely, I will say, and everything moves very nice and secure. All the points of articulation, which are legit at every point there, it all moves. So you could have this guy moving just a ton in some, cool running poses, maybe, if you can get him to balance. But this thing is just a work of art and is absolutely massive. This is how tall it is standing next to a standard figure, and it's legit. This figure is underneath, legit standing underneath it. So this thing is absolutely massive. I'd say almost as tall as 2 Hot Toy figures. Now, I did not know this was going to fit in here, but oh boy, this is just an amazing piece for the collection. It is absolutely beautiful. The paint apps on the actual ATRT are pretty insane, and as you can see, I got this guy riding it, of course, as called for. Just the epicness of the display after you get a freaking ATRT in there. I mean, that's so cool. As a Clone Wars lover kid, grew up watching clones and, Revenge of the Sith, seeing the ATRTs patrolling Kashyyyk, and then seeing them in the Clone Wars, and specifically this is kind of a Umbara arc, and Hot Toys has kind of focused on some Umbara characters for Hot Toys, so that is just very cool to see. And as you see, I did kind of find a spot for his blaster there. I thought it looked really cool, kind of slot in there. It does not it's not super secure or anything. I mean, it's decently secure, but it's not meant to go there per se, but I thought it fits, it looks cool. Yeah, this guy is just absolutely fantastic. And the other one that I was actually using to unbox, this is the first one I unboxed, is actually standing taller than this one. So you can definitely play with the height there and make these guys just look super imposing. All right, now getting into some comparisons here. Starting off, we have the classic 501st Trooper from Hot Toys. Now, the decos are very similar, but slightly different. The ARF Trooper is just slightly more weathered, slightly, so slight. It's weird, but yeah, he is just the littlest bit more weathered. But I love that they didn't just reuse 100% the deco there. They kind of did change it up. Not a ton, I think it's still the base deco underneath, but they just added a few more scrapes. Yeah, it's weird, but I was really looking closely at the two, and it's they used the deco from this guy, but they just added one scrape here, one scrape there, so it's kind of interesting. But they look obviously amazing together. Hot Toys they know how to do clone troopers and make them look good together, so yeah, just what a pair. Alright, and speaking of extra weathering, Captain Rex here, the most weathered clone in the collection. He just has some grimy armor, but it fits the character, and if you actually go back and look at Clone Wars episodes, he does have a green tinge to the white. And yeah, Hot Toys, I mean, it's still one of Hot Toys' best clone troopers, and yeah, the new ARF Trooper goes with him perfect as well. It's going to be a running theme with these 501st Troopers. Alright, and another Hot Toys banger. So excited for Fives and Echo, but here we do have ARC Trooper Jesse. Another amazing clone figure. I mean, Hot Toys they nail them every single time, and these two look fantastic together. Alright, and another trooper that is exclusive to a vehicle set. We do have Commander Oppo here. Really amazing piece. Commander Oppo is, I think, if you're going to get one BARC speeder, go with Commander Oppo. And these two in particular, I think, look really cool together. But if you ask me, you definitely need to get both BARC speeders, because the Heavy Trooper, oh boy, it is one of my favorite troopers in my collection. Now, I know I can recognize that Oppo is maybe more iconic of a look for a trooper, but man, this Heavy Trooper really blew me away, and I honestly was thinking about passing on the second BARC speeder. I just never loved this look, I guess, but in hand, in figure form, in Hot Toys form, oh man, it has legit, from when I opened it, you can go back and watch that BARC speeder review. It it is so, and maybe because I found this in the wild with some buddies, and me and a buddy both got these, and it was just a blast of a time. But opening him made me realize that I really love that design, and it has grown on me, and like I said, has become really maybe a top 3 Hot Toy clone in my collection. Alright, now it was a challenge getting both of these behemoths in my review booth, but this was a key selling point on this ATRT set, was Hot Toys showing the promo pics of it next to the Bark Speeder, which had come out a few years previous. So it was just a, dream come true getting both of these together in the collection, and especially having pairs. So I have 2 Bark Speeders and now 2 ATRTs, and as you just saw, a bunch of 501st Troopers, with more coming, like 5s, like Echo. The 501st display is officially the biggest, it's been the biggest clone display / clone faction display in Hot Toys. And we've gotten a ton of clones otherwise, not just 501st. So still waiting on some 212. We need some 212, but the absolute love and insane things coming for the 501st is just absolutely amazing. And like I said, the 501st display is about to be bussin'. And I do think more of these vehicles will come out in the future. I really, really think it is, 100% confirmed, basically, at this point, that we will get a Bark Speeder and Neo for Revenge of the Sith, or at least at some point. They didn't make the Bark Speeder for nothing. I think they Hot Toys sometimes sells the less desirable look. A lot of companies do this. They sell the less desirable look, and if that one sells well, they know that the more wanted one will sell even better. So yeah, I think a Neo and Bark Speeder is 100% coming, and this is kind of spoiler leak territory, but in the leaked Mando and Grogu trailer, which is the movie coming out, the next movie, Mando is riding an ATRT, so I think that is a given. We are getting Mando on an ATRT. We have gotten a few Mandos on a few different vehicles and animals, if you will. So yeah, I think more vehicles are coming, and just bring them on. I'm getting the Do Back In soon. I'm so excited for that. So that's going to be another challenge of a review. That thing is absolutely massive. I think actually bigger than this Bark Speeder. So yeah, that's going to be a challenge, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All right, so at the end of the day, guys, this piece is just absolutely fantastic in my opinion, and is just a testament to why Hot Toys is the greatest Star Wars collectible company, figure company, whatever you call it. They are the best in the game right now, and yes, I understand that their price point is very high, so you expect them to be the best, but they still are the best. They're just giving us things that no other company really is giving us right now, and just a lot of childhood nostalgia for me personally, and I know a lot of other collectors getting figures like Savage, Starkiller, Revan, even like Battle Damaged Vader, like a ton of, and the ATRT, Bark Speeder, like clone collectors, tons of collectors are getting the things they want. Darth Malgus is coming. That's insanity. And just a testament to why Hot Toys is the greatest Star Wars company, company making Star Wars products at the moment. So yeah, just really love these sets, and adding them to the collection has just been a treat. Doing this review has just been a blast as well. Sometimes a challenge is a good thing, and I don't love like this end shot. I feel like sometimes I get a bit better end shots in certain videos, but it still was so fun. And even though, you know, maybe I'm not gonna love the look of this review, it has still just been a blast. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. Obviously, shout out to my channel members. Y'all are the top G's, but I appreciate everyone that watches my videos. You guys are just amazing. And if you're still here at 20 minutes, thank you so much. You are the real hero of this video. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you aren't getting the ATRT, hopefully this is a nice little, you know, living through my eyes, I guess, if you will, so, or my video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and for those that are getting the ATRT, this thing is an absolute beast, and you're gonna be in love with this thing in your collection. It is absolutely massive. It is a centerpiece thing in your collection, so yeah, just super awesome, and so happy that we have this. Alright, so like I said, guys, thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for a ton more Hot Toys reviews. I have tons of figures to review. All the Attack of the Clones figures, the whole Bad Batch, Star Killer, yeah, tons of figures. The Dewbacks coming in soon, so stay tuned for many, many more Hot Toys reviews. We're going to go hard with Hot Toys. That is going to be the focus of the channel in 2025. So I appreciate everyone that checks out my Hot Toys content. And again, thank you all. May the Force be with you. Ayy.